Hello, this is Will Smith on Blue Moon Rising TV, here to add a little bit of positivity into the world of YouTube Manchester City. Now, this is the final one before the big kick-off, so let's get positive, folks. Give it a like, make a comment. Lewis Taylor. Dzeko should go to Arsenal because he'll ruin them. He's the only City player I don't like. His attitude is as bad as his performance. Even when Dzeko decides to actually leave Manchester City and it looks like he's going to Roma, I'll be the first to actually wish him well. I mean, I'm not like fans from another club who'll be buying tickets to go and see that team just to boo him. That would just be weird. Dzeko actually scored 50 goals for City, and let's just get this right, folks. No Dzeko, no Aguero. Dzeko was a scorer of what I'd like to consider important goals. Without Dzeko, now City might not have actually ended their trophy drought so early. Now, how do you figure that one out? Well, Dzeko actually got the equaliser against Notts County, Notts County, in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Now, Notts County would have knocked us out, and then that would have meant no famous victory lifting our FA Cup trophy against Stoke in the final. One of my favourite Dzeko goals, it's not quite as obvious as the rest of them, was the one he scored at Goodison Park against Everton. The goal actually meant that City were closing the gap on Liverpool and denying them their title win. Now, what made it absolutely brilliant was Martin Tyler sounded like he'd been punched in the throat, as when he was commentating on the game. He was gutted. And that came across quite clearly. Now, hopefully one of the tech guys may even put a link below to actually the YouTube clip so you can laugh as much as I did at Martin Tyler. I'm quite glad that Dzeko's not going to Arsenal and it looks like he's signing for Roma. It's a little bit like when you split up with a lady and then you see her and she's moved abroad to go and date a foreign fella. You're not too fussed because out of sight, out of mind. She hasn't started dating some tool up the street and you have to keep bumping into them. Like it'd be like if Dzeko signed for Arsenal. So to sum up, Dzeko gave us his best years, he signed as a young man and he's leaving as a seasoned pro. So I'd just like to say thank you, Edin, good luck for the future. Unless you're playing City in the Champions League. Troll of the week this week has got to go to Jack Gregory. City have no history. Bolton fan. Where do you actually start with this one? Bolton are a team that I've never really had any strong feelings for, either hating or liking. I've had a couple of mates down the years who've been Bolton fans and they've been alright. My lad's first ever away game was actually at Bolton and it was a 3-3 draw and Bellamy actually got sent off for getting tripped. But Jack Gregory, you need pulling up. You talk about history, having a go at City when your team hasn't won a top trophy since 1958. Yeah, that's right, folks, 1958. Since then, City have won the league, they've won the FA Cup, they've won the League Cup, and they've won a European trophy. And that was all before the takeover even, folks. Since then, we've actually had the good fortune to have had a massive, huge investment. And I've absolutely loved turning up at Etihad Stadium and enjoying watching world-class footballers, watching world-class teams. To say that we've got no history, pal, we're actually making history at the moment. Sadly, Bolton aren't doing the same. City have been watched by more people than Bolton. City have won more trophies than Bolton. City have got better players than Bolton. Whatever way you look at it, City have had more history than Bolton. City were winning trophies before Bolton and City have won trophies since Bolton last won in 1958, pal. So to say City have no history, you need to give your head a wobble. Abdullah, Company, Sanya and Mangala were a complete shambles against Stuttgart. If you play like that in the Premier League, I don't think we'll make the top 4. We've been 1 or 2 for the last 5 years. So suddenly trying to think we're not going to make the Champions League next year is just very, very silly talk, I think. The nature of friendlies over the last few years has completely changed. It's become more of a marketing exercises, and if you look at the Premiership teams, we're all over the planet, and City probably went the furthest because they went to Australia. When you talk about basing how you feel the season's going to figure out against a friendly performance, you need to look at it a bit more than that. One thing for certain, our players would have suffered from jet lag. Because it's seen as a marketing exercise, winning, let's get it right, it's always nice, but City were actually embedded in youth players, checking them out, seeing they come back on loan if they were good enough, and most importantly of all, blowing away the summer cobwebs. I remember in the past following City to pre-season games to places like Halifax and Rochdale, and it often felt like not only were the players warming up, but so were the fans. And judging by the Blue Moon Rising TV videos that were coming out of Brisbane and coming out of Melbourne, the fans there were having a great time. The last game against Stuttgart, if you actually have a look at our midfield, it was missing Yaya, it was missing Delph, it was missing Fernandinho, it was missing Fernando. On top of that, the Argies were missing. We had Aguero out, we had Zabletta out, Di Michaelis. Signings we haven't made weren't there yet. and I believe we're going to make some signings before the end of August. There's still 20 odd days yet to go of this transfer window. Sterling, I felt, looked absolutely awesome, and that's despite playing under the pressure. Waiting in the wings for him was every ex-Liverpool player ready to almost jump out of a bush saying, "See that Sterling? He's rubbish." When we won the league 2 years ago, when we won the league 4 years ago, somebody asked me what kind of pre-seasons did we have then. I ain't got a clue. Pre-seasons overall, they're not important. If we even managed to win at West Bromwich Albion on Monday, and maybe beat Chelsea as well, who's going to care about what type of pre-season Manchester City had? The real deal starts Monday, so come on Blues, let's get positive, let's get behind the boys. So that about sums up another week of Wanted Glass Half Full. Now if you need a bit of positivity injected into the world of Manchester City, leave a little comment below, I'll get back to you. Oh, time for another.
This is Ricky the Hitman Hatton. Subscribe to Blue Moon Rising TV for a knockout time.